Greetings, Pastor Charlie here, with a word to share with you that will hopefully be an encouragement and maybe some spiritual enlightenment as well. I'd like to share with you a story, a very meaningful story that's had a profound influence in my life. And it comes from the Chicago days, back when we were church planting on the west side of Chicago. And it's a lesson, and this is what I hope that you get from this devotional, that the arms of our Father are able to carry you. The arms of our Father are strong enough to hold you and support you. And as I said, I liken that to a story that really took place back on the west side of Chicago. And when we were church planting back there in the 90s, everyone would talk about it as if it just happened. But it happened back around 1958. And it happened in an elementary school called the Angels, the Sister of Our Angels. And it was a preschool, Catholic preschool, ages, grades 1 to 8. And it had an enrollment of about 1,600 students. And what happened one day, it was towards the end of school, a fire broke out. And it happened in the stairwell. And it worked its way towards the top of the school, and most of the students ended up going to the upper floors. And just as it happened on this particular day, there was those weekly news magazines that reported this, and it had a picture, a silhouette of this man. And his name was Max Strakura. And he had the habit of going just about every day to pick up his son, Mark, who was 9 years old. And they would walk home together after school. But the article said as he was going towards the school, you could see black smoke that was billowing. And just the flames as he got closer, it was engulfing the school. And he rushed there to help. And he could look up in the second and third story windows. And he could see literally children that were there crowded around with the smoke that was coming out. And some of them even began to jump, and he got closer and held out his hands, and it said that he was able to actually hold some, grab some as they were jumping, but some were so desperate that they were just jumping to the ground. Well, the article went on to talk about how he was there, and he looked up in the window, and he said in the midst of the faces, he saw his son, Mark, and he yelled out his name, Mark, it's your dad, Max. And he said he seemed like eternity passed, and he waited there, and he saw his son turn around and go back into the building. And his son was among 90 that were burned in that building that day. And it went on to talk about what I think any parent would think about. Did he hear my voice? Did my son see me? Well, maybe most of all, as the other children were trusting me to grab them, did my son trust me? And all those questions that we're going through, well, the implications are, and maybe you can see, and they were profound to me, and they still are to this very day of this principle and this truth. Thinking, how many times is my Father calling my name, just as maybe he calls your name, and says, do you hear me? Do you see me in the midst of the smoke, in the midst of the fire, in the midst of all that you're going through? Do you trust me that my arms are strong enough to hold you? My arms are able to carry you. I will hold you and I will not let go. Isaiah gives us a promise in Isaiah 41 where he says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed or discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, but I will uphold you with my powerful right arm. That's our God, and that's what he wants to do for you. He is faithful. He will hold you. No matter who you are, what you're facing, can imagine some of our students as they're looking towards the end of a school year and what awaits them this summer. What awaits them is the arms, the powerful arms of our incredible God. He will hold you. He will carry you. But the question is, do you trust him? And how many parents do we need to lean on this almost daily, no matter what we're going through with our children or with our marriage or just the daily chores of our work? You can trust the strong arm of our Father. He will hold you. He will carry you, and he is faithful. So just an encouragement, no matter what you're going through this day or in the days to come, I just want to remind you that the arms of our Father are strong, and he is ever present. So let me just close maybe as a prayer over you, reading this verse again. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. No matter what you're going through and what you're facing, here's this promise to you. I will strengthen you, and I'm there to help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right arm. God bless you. And I trust today will be a day of renewed trust and faith as you walk with your incredible, loving God. God bless you.